Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Final Disaster. This is Battlefield 1. In today's weapon review, we're going to be taking a close look at the M1903 sniper rifle, exclusive, of course, to the Scout class in Battlefield 1. We're going to be taking a look at its basic attributes, stats, as well as, of course, when you should be using this weapon and how you are going to be using this weapon most effectively. No surprises to begin with. Of course, we're going to be covering the stats of the M1903. It's got an interesting damage model. That is to say, it has a typical 80 minimum, 100 damage maximum. The placement of the sweet spot, however, is the furthest away we can get regarding sniper rifles and sweet spots, at least as of now. At beginning point of 100 to 150 meters, this is where you're going to be doing 100 damage if hitting your target in the chest. You have a relatively far away sweet spot, meaning, of course, that this weapon is specialized in truly long range shooting. Moving on then to the fire rate at 53 rounds per minute. This is pretty much bang on average for sniper rifles. It's not the slowest, it's certainly not the fastest. There are a few sniper rifles in Battlefield 1 that kind of have unusual fire rates, but most of them are within the low 50 range, as of course is the M1903 sniper. Muzzle velocity is another thing that we can call average here at 820 meters per second. This is, for example, identical to that of the Russian 1894. It's not the slowest, it's not the fastest. Once more, it's average, but average in Battlefield 1 regarding muzzle velocities for sniper rifles usually means relatively excellent when comparing it to previous Battlefield games. Moving on then to magazine size, no surprises here. We've got 5 bullets in the chamber, and talking of magazine size, what is important regarding that, of course, as well, is the reload times, which with sniper rifles are quite complicated, as we have said in previous videos as well. The short reload that I'm going to be telling you here, this is reloading a single bullet. That will take you 2.433 seconds. That's not to say that reloading 2 bullets, for example, will take you double. The long reload here is to reload the full magazine. That is to say a strip clip sized 5. That is, of course, your full magazine. That will take you 3.7 seconds. Reload times here are not exactly short. They're actually a little bit on the longer side, but reload times for sniper rifles usually are relatively irrelevant, and certainly are if you're talking about a long-range sniper rifle. Moving on then to recoil here, once more we have relatively boring stats. That's to say typical average stats for a sniper rifle. Vertical recoil here is at 2, recoil to left and right at 1. This is identical to some of the more well-known or most used sniper rifles out there, such as the BF1 sniper or the SMLE MK3 marksman. Moving on then to playstyle and performance of this weapon on the battlefield. Now obviously this weapon is geared to extreme long range combat. Now 150 meters isn't really extreme long sniping, but compared to the rest of the sniper rifle class, it is the longest range sniper rifle sweet spot damage model that we have, and is geared towards that type of combat. Now in my opinion, that doesn't make it anywhere close to as effective though than the Russian 1895 or the BF1. And this doesn't just come down to the fact that I found most of my targets actually being before the sweet spot, but more importantly, doing sweet spot damage model relies on you hitting them in the chest. Not that you don't get the sweet spot damage model when hitting them in the head, but well, you don't really need to do that when you're hitting them in the head, because frankly they're dead anyway. When are you hitting people in the body? Usually when they are moving or when they're in close quarter. Now obviously close quarter is not going to apply to this rifle, so when they are moving, the further away your target when they are moving, the harder they are to shoot. And I'd say at 100 to 150 meters you have to be a very good shot to hit somebody in the body when they're moving. Your bullet will actually take quite a bit of time to get to its destination. You will start having to account for both bullet drop and the velocity of your target that he is traveling at. Furthermore, then you have to account for cover that may get into the way until your bullet has traveled. What I'm trying to say is, at the ranges where this sniper rifle's sweet spot mechanic would actually net it a kill, which other rifles wouldn't get, usually you're not going to be hitting your target anyway, unless at least you are a very good sniper. That's my opinion, that's my experience. And again, I am not the best sniper out there by far. Actually, I'm probably just about average if I'm lucky. So the sniper rifle is effective if you can hit moving targets at long ranges, because that's what really the sweet spot matters. Because those long range targets at 150 to 200 meters, those prone camping bipod or sniper or medic players, you can hit them in the head, and then it doesn't matter what kind of sweet spot damage model you have, whether you are in that sweet spot or not, you're going to be getting a one-shot kill guaranteed, no matter how much health they have. With that being said, obviously the conclusion for this rifle is going to be relatively simple. It doesn't fit my playstyle very well. It doesn't fit the engagement distances at which I use sniper rifles effectively. That's not to say it's a bad sniper rifle, because frankly, if you hit a headshot, it doesn't matter anyway. You're going to be getting your kill. I was occasionally surprised by a long-range sniper shot that I did hit, and I was able to benefit from the sweet spot mechanic. However, those were few and far between, and I would much rather walk around with a Russian 1895, Gewehr 98, SMLE, or other sniper rifle with damage models slightly closer to where I usually engage the majority of my targets in. With that being said, feel free to leave down below your experiences for the M1903 sniper. Are you an avid advocate of this weapon? Have I missed one of its key strengths? Or am I treating this weapon just justly and I'm correct in finding it maybe not amongst the better of the sniper rifles? Nevertheless, still effective at what it does. Feel free to leave all that down below in the comments, as well as, of course, your future video suggestions for both Battlefield 1 and Battlefield 4. But with that being said, I'd like to thank you very much for watching and hope to see you in the next Battlefield 1 video.